Genius for life. Coconut smoothies coming at you.
All right, welcome to 15 Minutes of Genius. I am your host, Alex Baer, the co-founder of Genius Juice, delicious organic smoothies. But I'm not here to talk about our product today, which I always love to do. We are in a new format now. I'm no longer in the studio. I'm back in our office. I'm doing these recordings here. I'm controlling all the different things and videos. And so it doesn't look as fancy anymore, but I guarantee that the quality of the show is still the same. And I bring on awesome guests, just like I always have. And so our guest today, just without further ado, is going to get right into it, is Tom Olcott. And am I pronouncing your last name right?
Sure, that works well. I'll respond to that.
Perfect. Okay. As you can see, there has been no preparation on my side, which is the way that I roll when it comes to podcasting, just from the cuff, off the cuff, I should say. But we have Tom Olcott. He is the co-founder of Motto. And you know what I'm going to do, which I should have prepared, is I'm going to go into a little bit of a summary about him and also about the company. So here's a little bit about Motto. Motto delivers all the health benefits of matcha green tea. We brew premium matcha with fresh, simple ingredients to create a delicious, sparkling tea that makes you feel better and think better naturally. So think of just really clean matcha mixed in with sparkling water. You get all the benefits, but in a very different format from traditional matcha, green tea, right, that you drink. So how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great. Happy to be here. Thank you.
Yes, I hope that this episode is recording correctly. This is one of the first times I'm doing it on my own.
It seems to be from my end. We've got a big blinking red light. It's great.
Good. All right. Well, let's get into it here because time is of the essence. So one thing that I think is interesting about your brand is that it's been around. It's been around for about 10 years. It's gone through some reiterations, some changes, some packaging changes, and now you're really reinventing yourself. And we've been around for 8 years. That's Genius Juice. So what has that experience been like? Not to get into the entire big, I don't want to ask the big question that takes 20 minutes to answer, but 10 years in, how did you start this? And then what are you doing now to kind of reinvent where you want to go next, since you've been around for a while?
Sure. Yeah. 10 years is a long time. Anybody who's been doing this knows that it is it's a challenge. It's a fun challenge. We started because we believe that we've got something to share. And really that started in the beginning. It started with matcha, sharing matcha and making matcha taste good is really kind of the idea behind Motto. We started with two key pieces of philosophy, really, is make matcha taste good and make a soda that's better for you. And so that's what we tried to do with matcha. And so we really made we made Motto to make matcha taste good. Matcha, as you know, has, when we started, this was 2012, matcha was new to the scene pretty much. And so it was kind of obscure. It was hard to find. It was expensive. But more than anything, you had to make it. And it was kind of a delicate process, a reverent process. I mean, if you look into the history, it's got a beautiful history. But you had to make it every time you want it. It came into my life through just trying to make my body better at a certain time. That's a longer story, but really came into my life, discovered how good it is for you, did the research, brought it into my life on a daily basis, and fell in love with it, really. I mean, it does have an acquired taste, but I grew to love it. And I still do. The idea behind Motto came with the recognition of really how powerful matcha is, how little people knew about it, and how can we make it more fun? How can we make it more accessible?
Yeah.
And so Motto, just to elaborate on that, Motto is a full serving of matcha, and that was really the idea. Let's make a full serving of matcha, easy to drink, and ready to go.
Yeah, and that was going to be my next question that you beat me to is what does Motto really mean? And It's a great meeting, but beyond that, I think just the brand name is unique. It's something that I've never heard of the name motto for any kind of product. So I think that's definitely unique there. And you have is it one SKU, or do you have multiple flavors?
Right now we have one SKU. We can hint at others, and in a short amount of time we'll be able to talk about others. And so right now there's just one, the matcha.
And here it is. We have our fancy overlay here. This is the best it gets as far as special effects. But for those that are watching, that is it. It's a big green can, and I think like a 12-ounce can or something around there. And it has like this kind of medicine kind of cross on the front. Is that really what it's meant to be? Like that it's healing, it's medicinal? Is that the meaning?
Yeah, really. I mean, we like motto because, it's something to live by, right? A motto. If you bring a motto into your life and you live by a motto, it's something to live by. And so we like that. The can and the presentation really is meant to evoke, help, aid, a little sustenance, that sort of thing, like a light in the darkness.
Exactly. Yeah, and I love the logo. I love the branding. I love the simplicity of it. And I think I'm seeing more and more brands doing this. But what's so cool about the respect I really have is, number one, you've been doing this for 10 years. We've been doing it for now. We're coming up on 9 years. So we're like time brothers, CPG brothers when it comes to this. But the other thing that's really cool is that you came on the scene knowing that matcha was going to grow, and you weren't sure when you released it. So what was like, it's a trend now. Matcha's everywhere. There's matcha, matcha lattes, and you see them at every single cafe across the country. It's even in Starbucks now. So how did you know that this for people watching? Like, how did you predict this trend, or did you just get lucky? Or tell us why, how did you select matcha, and how did you know that the trend was going to hit?
Sure. I think it was inevitable. I mean, I think that when matcha is something that really stands for itself. It is, as you learn about it and as people spread the word about how good it is for you and how it makes them feel, it's inevitable. And so I think you could say that we are trying to live a little bit ahead of our time. We got a little bit lucky maybe with just kind of hopping in when we did, none of which makes the road we've been on easy, but it's an inevitable development of matcha in the world right now, because it's a good thing. There's no tricks to it. And so what we're trying to do with motto is really just deliver the matcha, no tricks, let the ingredients speak for themselves, let matcha speak for itself. And so in terms of simplicity, we really try and bring that into the brand as well. It's really about the ingredients for us. It's not about the claims. It's about just the ingredients that we choose and letting them speak for themselves. And for matcha, that's something that was inevitable. And so I think the writing was on the wall. You bring it into your life, and you see change. I mean, it is real. You do the research, bring it into your life. It makes you feel good. It has the ability really to be life-changing. I think it has been in my case, certainly, because I've brought it into my life in a major way. But it is a remarkable natural ingredient. And the recognition at the beginning of Motto was that nobody was doing anything with it yet. And not only, I shouldn't say that, there were people doing something with it, but we were trying to make it just taste great and be easy to enjoy. And so I think that was the big hurdle to get over for Motto and I should say hurdle for matcha. And so that's something that we're just working on is spreading the word about how good it is for you, and that there is a ready to go, easily accessible alternative out there. We were the first to do it. We're certainly not the only ones to do it by now. And so matcha's all over the place. It's been in a lot of RTD drinks, as you know. It's a major ingredient in a lot of restaurants. It's a force now, and that's pretty exciting. And so I think for us, it was just a matter of trying to be somewhere where we could catch that wave. And we did our best. We were doing our best doing that. And so we see the beginning of Motto as a way to deliver the benefits of matcha. We see Motto evolving into a way to deliver plant nutrition in general. And so that's where we see the brand going here.
Got it. Got it. And then going into it's a great explanation of just the history of it, why it went into it. It's everywhere. What makes your products different? And you mentioned this, and I put these kind of hard questions out there. You mentioned that it tastes better. It's more accessible. It's in a format that's kind of something you can take along with you. But what in it really separates you from all the other ready to drink, cold brewed matcha drinks that are on the shelf?
Well, we worked really hard to make it balanced. We worked really hard to make it pair well with food. We really took our time with the ingredients. I think that the answer to that question lies in our ingredients, in the balance that we try and apply to them, so that it is something that is all from plants with a nice clean finish. That's important to us because we really want it to go well with food. We love cooking. We love good food. And we like the idea of making a drink that will go great with lunch. It'll go great on its own, and that sort of thing. And so what we're trying to do is use the best ingredients we can, and use plant extracts to make something that just tastes good. Beyond that, it's not really for us about telling you how it's going to change your life or anything like that. It's really a nice, easy way to bring a little moment into your life on a daily basis where you're doing good for yourself, and maybe giving yourself a little bit of an edge along the way.
Exactly. And have not tried this drink yet. And I would love to actually get you guys as sponsors on Friday Vibes, which is a sister show of 15 Minutes of Genius. So we'll talk more about that. But I personally have not tried it yet. I know it's exclusively right now online, right at drinkmotto.com, DRINK. I think everyone can spell drink, but Motto, MOTTO. Less people know how to spell Motto. So drinkmotto.com. You can order it online. And what's the last question I have? And we got to wrap this up. We're actually staying to 15 minutes now, which is ironic because we've never done that.
We can keep going, whatever you want.
Yeah. It's funny. I stack up a lot of my interviewees and episodes. I have like 4 in a row, and I realized that because I don't have a producer, I'm doing this on my own now, and self-producing it. I used to have a producer that would tell the people waiting to wait, right? Like, oh, Alex is running overtime, just wait. Now I don't have that luxury anymore. So if I'm not there on time, they just drop off. But anyway, the sourcing story, if you can just for a minute or so, Tom, you hear about ceremonial grade matcha, you hear about the sourcing of it, where it comes from. We've had like Tenzu Tea on one of our episodes, Steve Odell, which I'm sure you guys are matcha buddies, given you're in the same kind of space. But tell me a little bit about the sourcing story. Where does it come from? Is it ceremonial grade? More about that.
Sure. I mean, pretty quick there. We use the best matcha we can get that is something that can scale. Ours comes from Japan. It's one of the oldest tea cooperatives in Japan. It is very, very good matcha. It is not ceremonial grade by their standards nor ours. We've looked at ceremonial grade matcha. I think it depends on who calls what ceremonial grade matcha. Ours
it's like
is
calling something organic, right? But
yeah. I mean,
it doesn't mean that it's going to be high quality, right?
You could have a farm that's calling something ceremonial, and it may or may not be. We use really, really good matcha. Ceremonial grade matcha, quite frankly, is not scalable on the level that we want to scale this business.
Right.
And if somebody says it is, it can't be. It really can't be. It's too expensive. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. Drink it on its own. It's kind of like save it for the good moments and when it's on its own. Ours is very, very good premium grade matcha, but to be clear, no, it's not ceremonial grade. matcha.
What is ceremonial, just for those that don't know? Because I have no idea. It just sounds, to me, it's like a marketing thing, like ceremonial, but what is it? What does it actually mean?
Yeah, it's a good question. It's not marketing. It's not like a trail rated Jeep or something like that. It is ceremonial grade matcha is treated differently. It's grown with most specifically, it's treated at harvest differently, and it really is the best of the best. And the good farms will set it aside and treat it differently and with more reverence and that sort of thing. It's not just a stamp. I'm sure it varies from farm to farm and region to region, that sort of thing. It's kind of like wine, but it's not just a stamp. It's not just a hoax. It's a real thing, and it's beautiful when you can find it. It's a much brighter green. It's a special process towards the end, and so they basically take matcha and give it a bump.
Okay, cool. And for those that want to find out more, just go ahead and Google it, and Google ceremonial matcha. You can see what the difference is. But what I gather, it's not a make or break. Like, it has to be ceremonial, because your quality of matcha is great. Even, it's not called ceremonial, but I think in this case, it's not really an enormous deal. The sourcing,
well, I mean, you can have
the effect of it. That's what's more important, right?
Yeah, you can have 6, just to give you an idea of relativity here, you can have 6 or 8 grades of matcha, something like that, depending on who you're working with. And if you call ceremonial grade the number 1, we're at number 2. And it goes down and down and down, and you can be baking bread with it down in the 4s and the 5s, and you can be making lollipops and ice cream with it down below that, and that sort of thing. And so it's all over the place. It's a big deal. It's wonderful. It's good for your body, and we're happy to be able to share it.
Cool. Well, let's go to our next segment here, and this is called Rapid Fire Questions.
Rapid Fire Questions.
All right. So this is part of our show where we just get to know you more, right? I think so often in business, we talk about our product, we talk about our company, we talk about the story, but we don't really know the person well enough. And it's hard to get to know you in a 15 to 20 minute, and we're over now, but let's call it a 20-minute segment. So Tom, this is going to be something where we'll ask you some personal, not too personal, like, I won't go there with a joke, but just things about your life, things about what you like to do. We'll go through them really quickly and then just answer them. First thing that comes to your mind, you can answer.
Sure.
So first question here, for music, which decade is the best, the 70s, 80s, or 90s?
Ooh, probably 70s.
70s. Okay. And then next question, what do you do for exercise?
Anything on the water. I do a lot of sailing, a lot of kayaking, that sort of thing. I like to be outside. I've never been to a gym. I like to be outside.
I can't stand gyms, but if I had my own personal gym, that's a different story, like Mark Samuel or something. But
I'll give you that.
Public gyms, no. It's I don't want to be in a stuffy room with guys that are lifting 10 times what I lift. It's demeaning. So next question, the movie you can watch an unlimited amount of times.
Oh goodness, it goes way back probably. The first one that comes to mind is High Fidelity, John Cusack.
Got it. I saw that a long time ago. That's
I've
kind of like
seen it. I've seen it a lot. I've never watched it.
Is that a romance movie?
Yeah, sort of. It's that. It's pretty clever. It's funny. Easy to watch. Comes to mind probably because I've watched it more than most, but don't do a ton of movies.
Yeah, it's good. So next question is a favorite flavor, chocolate or vanilla?
Chocolate.
Favorite country to travel to?
Oh, no multiple choice, just out of anywhere. Let's say Italy.
Favorite Star Wars character? I thought you were going to say Japan because of matcha. But...
Yeah. Princess Leia.
No one, I think one person has answered that, but there you go. It's different. She had a lot of power. She was also a general. She was a general in the movie.
Yeah.
as well. So,
Powerful woman.
for sure. What is your spirit animal?
Oh goodness. I don't know. Dolphin.
So I take it you didn't. Some people do this. Not saying I'm not a bad thing or a good thing. Some people watch episodes to see what the questions are. You had no idea this was coming, right? The questions.
I had no idea.
Okay, that makes it better.
It's great. This is fun.
Some people already know the questions, and it's like they have an answer right away. I'm like, okay.
I think you gotta mix them up. Keep everybody on their toes.
Seriously, I wish I had that kind of creativity. I've used the same one for like a year.
Let's get you some more. We'll mix them up.
Exactly. I got to make more. All right. So next one. Do you like to drive an SUV, a coupe, or a truck?
Ooh, probably a truck would be my preference. That's not what I'm driving now, but that's my answer.
Cybertruck. It's coming. For food, salty or sweet?
Probably salty.
And a favorite day of the week and why?
Sunday, because nobody sends emails.
Exactly. Except for me. I'm like one of the few that I'm like, when someone doesn't respond to my emails, I'm like, let me send one on Sunday.
Generally, you can put your phone down on a Sunday for the most part.
Yeah, I wish I.
And that's probably the real answer. Phone down.
Phone down. Yeah, I've come close, but I sometimes an email sneaks out or someone sends me one email on a Sunday. We work with partners that are in Asia, so I'm definitely getting emails on Sunday because it's Monday morning their time. So yeah. All right. So next one is Uber or Lyft?
Uber. Never done Lyft.
Never done Lyft. Wow.
Never done Lyft.
It doesn't look cool. The mustache and the pink lights.
No, I'm sure it's in my future. It's just kind of worked out this way.
Yeah, Uber's more affordable. That's for sure. I haven't taken an Uber. I've only taken an Uber twice in the last 3 years.
Yeah, it's been a strange couple of years, right?
Yeah, the pandemic has just killed their business. I mean, it's back, but it's killed their business for like 2 years.
They'll probably be okay.
I had a friend that worked as a driver full time with Uber and Lyft, and he switched over to Uber Eats. And he said that's been far better. He's like, I don't have to deal with people in my car. I don't have to deal with people leaving messes or people that are jerks or drunk or whatever. And he's like, I just get to deliver food and I don't have to talk with anyone. I just leave it at their doorstep and I walk away.
Easy. I like it.
Terminator. Sorry, I went out of order here. LeBron James or Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant? Who's the greatest of all time for basketball?
Michael Jordan.
Easy answer. Terminator 1 or Terminator 2? Which one did you like better?
Terminator 1.
Interesting. I got to watch that again. I've only watched 2.
I would too. I mean, I'm just guessing here. I think I've seen 2, but I've certainly seen 1. So that's my answer.
Yep, it's a good choice. I think Terminator 1 is, in of itself, is a better movie. Terminator 2 is just more action. Favorite food or drink if you're stuck on a deserted island and you cannot say motto, you cannot say genius juice.
Can I say good bottle of rum if I'm on an island?
Yeah, I mean, like coconut and rum kind of go together.
Well, I can't say coconut. You said
you can say coconut. You just can't say genius juice.
Okay, great. Coconut and a nice bottle of rum.
Okay, and I'm going to do the sound effect here. But there's unfortunately there is a wait, but here it is. Hold on, wait for it. Here we go. Yeah, there we go. So that is rapid fire questions with Tom Olcott with Motto. Someone wants to buy your products, just drinkmotto.com, right?
That's it.
Is it on Amazon?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Right now it's drinkmotto.com and New York City coming up.
Nice.
California coming up.
Okay. Fantastic. All right. So look out for it. It's going to be hitting New York City soon. And also buy it at drinkmotto.com. I cannot wait to try this. And I'm sure that it will be making an appearance on Friday Vibes. Once I get the can, I'll be showing it live to all our viewers. And Tom, thank you for joining us and bearing with me on this new production format. I appreciate it, man.
You got it, Alex. Let me know your address. We'll get you some.
Awesome stuff. So this has been episode 153 of 15 Minutes of Genius. Make sure to give us 5 stars on Apple Podcast or Spotify. Also, make sure to check out our sister show, Friday Vibes, which is 2:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 5:30 Eastern, every single Friday right here live on LinkedIn. So everyone take good care. Tom, thank you again for joining us, and have a wonderful night.
Cheers, Alex. You too. Thank you.
Bye.
Genius for life. Coconut smoothies coming at you.